Right, guys. Acolyte. Is it good? Is it bad? Well, we know it's bad. But what about the ratings? Oh. Huh. Not good. Not good. We'll take a look at this. Why not? It's Sunday. We'll take a look at this. Hit subscribe if you're new here, folks. Turn the bell notifications on. We're just going to dive in, take a look at the ratings for it. I doubt this is being renewed. There has been concerted commentary in the media from the showrunner about it essentially not being greenlit for a second season. I'd be very surprised if it does. I'd be very surprised if it does. Now, expect a lot of the media to probably try and spin this as something positive somehow, some shape or form. But no, this is not positive. This is really, really bad. The viewership sucks. So, let's take a look. This is on That Park Place. I'll leave the article linked down below. But yeah, viewership from the Acolyte has declined for the second week in a row, according to data shared from analytics firm Luminate. Now, Luminate is a new sort of analytics firm. It's important to note the sort of owners of Luminate are also the owners of Variety. So they're sort of working in tandem with one another. Variety will report on what Luminate is posting. But also, Luminate's own figures are sort of way down on what Nielsen's were sort of showing the ratings to be. So, however, you know, well, and also what Disney was showing it to be as well. But what we can sort of extrapolate from that, I guess, is that even if you're really trying to spin some stuff, it sucks. I don't know. It's not good, is what it is. It's not good. So, as reported by Variety, viewership for The Acolyte declined to 232.2 million minutes watched for the week of the show's 5th episode debut. That's a decline of 11% from the previous week. That's quite a lot, actually. Week on, week out, you're losing like 11%. That's pretty bad, isn't it? Which had a total of 262 million minutes watched. Now, it is important. It does say, right, the runtime for both the 4th and 5th episodes are nearly identical. So that is important to note. So the 4th episode had a runtime of 34 minutes and 2 seconds, whilst the 5th episode had a runtime of 34 minutes 5 seconds. So you can't sit there and be like, well, it's because it was shorter. No, mate. No. That's not why. And you can see it here. I mean, it's in number 9. 9th place. Pretty bad. Actually, pretty goddamn bad. And for comparisons, you know, if you want to compare it to something else, like The Boys there, for instance, you know, that's, what is that, 505.3 million? But that actually lost quite a lot as well. Lost 32% viewership, which is quite a lot in terms of its minutes. Like, that's a lot. That's down a lot. Yeah. But then, you know, there are other things which have, well, some has increased. Presumed Innocent. That's that new Jake Gyllenhaal thing, if I remember rightly. That's sort of stayed pretty, that's gone up, so pretty steady, to be honest. And other things have declined, but yeah, nowhere near. I mean, The Acolyte, it was low to begin with, so for it to decline like that is not great. So anyway, so it says here, the show hit its peak viewership with the release of its 3rd episode, which introduced lesbian space witches, as well as a replacement for The Force called The Thread. Viewership for the week, the 3rd episode debut topped 380.5 million, which is, yeah, like, still not great, but respectable, I guess. The least viewed week was the show's premiere week. The 2-episode premiere only brought in 210 minutes. Again, that's 2 episodes, and it's like over an hour, so yeah, not good either. So of note, the viewership fluctuation also reflects the total number of reviews for individual episodes on IMDb. Now, this is interesting because it correlates. It just crosses directly over, actually. So the 1st episode received over 20,000 reviews, while the 2nd received over 18,000. The 3rd episode received 20,000, and then the 4th just 11,000, which goes to show the more people watch, the less people keep coming back for it. So, you know, you are just losing people week on, week out. That decline is real. Apathy for Disney Wars is real, because that's some big apathy setting in. So the show's viewership is also significantly lower than Ahsoka, which aired during the summer of 2023. So the show's 2-episode premiere brought in 829 million minutes as reported by Nielsen, compared to the Acolyte's 210 minutes reported by Luminate. Although Nielsen's minutes for the Acolyte is different, which is important to note. So while Ahsoka declined the week of its third episode to 487 million minutes, and the Acolyte increased to 380.5 million, Ahsoka still had over 100 million more minutes viewed compared to the Acolyte, which is true. So Ahsoka's fourth episode hauled in 459 million minutes compared to the 262 million minutes of the Acolyte. The fifth episode of the Acolyte raked in 577 million minutes compared to 232.2 million minutes of the Acolyte. That's a 59.7% decline. Yeah, pretty bad. Like that's pretty bad. So it's unlikely that the viewership will increase until the final episode debuts. That's true. And then people may binge watch it all. But I mean, it's not going to be many people. So the reason why is that many viewers have made it abundantly clear they do not like the show. Obviously 14% on Rotten Tomatoes is pretty bad. It did go up though. And IMDb 3.4 out of 10. Pretty terrible. But all this points to is that people are just checked out. It's just that sort of apathy setting in for Disney products and Star Wars. The thing about this show is, right, when there's a good show that comes out, and it's good, it will get good word of mouth. Yeah, you know, you can have people espouse nonsense before it's released and, you know, put it down and things like this. But the product will ultimately, no matter what happens, the product will always speak for itself. So the fact that, you know, this is released, regardless of all the noise online, and still been declining week on week out, shows that people, as well as all the people that hate watching it, are still checking out. Even those that liked it are beginning to check out from it. So, you know, it speaks volumes, I think. It speaks volumes to the current state of Star Wars that, you know, even a relatively short episodes and relatively short series cannot keep people's attention. And that's not a grander commentary on general attention spans. It's this particular thing. You know, Star Wars, Disney, people are checking out. That's what it is. Bad times. Nearly 60% decline from Ahsoka. Wow. Like, that's crazy. And Ahsoka didn't do that well either. You know, it did like, I can't remember, 14 million views worldwide or something like that. Like, that's terrible. These shows, man. For how much they spend on them, it's not good. It's pretty goddamn bad. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I think this was like $180 million if I remember rightly. Like, that's appalling to get such bad viewership. Anyway, love to hear your thoughts. Drop it down below. Please do support me further, guys. Check out my Patreon. It's the first link in the description box. Why? Because I do get demonetized, so head on over there and support the channel further. Cheers. Take care. Bye-bye now.